Hey team. So I did the reading, and so one of the insights I gathered from the reading was that these lifestyle sports or like alternative sports are more than just kind of, I guess, going and doing a different thing than most people would do. It's like taking on a whole different persona and like a lifestyle, and like really, it's almost like a mindset change. I feel like. That these alternative sports not necessarily require, but just kind of, I guess it just kind of happens when people participate in these alternative sports. So that was interesting. That's like literally like a mindset or a lifestyle change. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to go like wake surfing and that's it. Like they change kind of their whole life. So that was interesting. A contemporary example in the media. So it talked a little about ultimate frisbee, and I'm on the ultimate frisbee team for BYU. So it's been interesting to see the difference in gender equality in ultimate frisbee. The same kind of thing that's happening with like women's basketball, for example, or I guess even women's soccer, but it's a lot more prevalent just because ultimate is so much newer that you know ESPN has made a deal with USA Ultimate, that's the governing body of Ultimate, that they'll stream some like competition games and like tournaments and stuff. And out of the few times that they've done it, the men's or mixed team games have been streamed more than the women's. And so there's been a movement going on. Women have been boycotting tournaments and stuff like that because they are sick and tired of not having the same kind of, um, yeah, like same kind of, I guess, respect as men's ultimate. And there's a really good article written by USA Ultimate about it. And, well, not by USA Ultimate, someone from USA Ultimate, just talking about how, pretty much what we talk about in class, how we have been conditioned to assume that men's ultimate is better and that men play better sports and that watching men is more enjoyable. And the person who wrote this article, I think it was a man, he pretty much spelled it out perfectly, that the same issue is happening in ultimate frisbee today as it is with a lot of other women's sports, how women aren't getting the same media coverage and they're not getting the same um, you know access to resources, and they're constantly fighting uphill battles. So there's a few articles and pictures I have showing that. So it's really interesting. So then one compelling question based on the reading, which I'd posed to the class, is so are the beginning of these lifestyle sports already starting out with like an unintentional bias towards females and like lower socioeconomic status people? Just when they start, like for example, I don't know much about it, but maybe wake surfing, there is a kind of stigma that men doing it looks cooler, you know what I mean? So I just didn't know if there were any alternative sports that don't really seem to favor maybe males over females, or maybe females over males. If there's one lifestyle sport that kind of encompasses all and there's not really any major biases. So that would be my question to pose to the class.